Well, I've always been very interested in city politics. I was involved in city politics in another community. I lived here in the state. And since I became retired this last year, I felt I had the time and wanted to jump into it again and help where I could. Well, basically that was job-oriented. Lived in Creston, Iowa, in southwest Iowa for a number of years. Then a job came up at the Iowa Medical Classification Center at the state prison. Made an offer I really couldn't refuse, so looked for housing, and North Liberty is very similar to what Creston, Iowa is as far as size, and just felt like the place to be. I'm still exploring. I took basically the summer and fall off, went camping and other activities, see the grandkids, trying to decide what I'm going to do when I grow up. New Albany, Indiana, which is deep southern Indiana, across the river from Louisville, Kentucky. Well, that's not quite, well, it feels like a loaded question at times, but it really isn't. The community's in a particular situation where one thing that I've been talking about even during the campaign to now is that North Liberty seems to be needing to find its own particular identity as far as the corridor is concerned, and not depend so heavily on its identity with Coralville, Iowa City, or Cedar Rapids. I think that's very important as far as marketing purposes and identity purposes. Other things I was interested in was the infrastructure problems that have occurred over the past as far as water and sewer. I've had experience in that before in the other community that I lived. And the thing that I've really started delving in more lately is 965 and the miles and miles of cars that are stacked up on that thing early in the morning when you want to go to work or when you come home at night. The studies that are being done are fine. I'm counting quite a bit on like Ms. Shipman, who's one of the new counselors as well, and her involvement and bringing that history forward, and then take that into the studies and all that are being done, as well as the public involvement that it's been done once, but I hope a couple more times to see what we effectively can do to help alleviate some of those situations. Basically, golf, camp, grandkids. Just doesn't necessarily have to be that order, but just a particular time of year what may have occurred. Got my undergraduate degree from a college that was known as Indiana Central College in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is now known as the University of Indianapolis. After I finished my bachelor's degree there, I went to Bloomington and graduated with an MSAD from Indiana University. Favorite book? Oh boy. Really got two of them. I've always liked The Fellowship of the Rings. It's been the one that I've really enjoyed. And really one that I've been reading recently is The Preacher and the Presidents, which is the story of Billy Graham and his involvement with the presidents in the White Houses, basically from the time of Truman to the President George Bush. Favorite movie? How about Fellowship of the Rings?
The entire series or just
the entire series is fun. Oh boy. Well, I'm too big to be Gimli the dwarf. I'll probably be Aragorn. Like classical. I generally like all particular types of music, but I still can't get into hip-hop and some of that sound. But generally, I like to listen to all types of music. My favorite color is what I'm wearing, red and black.
Great,
Just that was the high school colors from home. Just that I've always liked red. Red is the key color for Indiana University, and I just like it. Oh, dogs. I'll take a dog any day over a cat. Oh, I like golf, yeah. I'm not good at it. I'm a hacker, I know, no pretense over that, but it's just a nice way to let out aggression. And golf's the type of game is, if you take it seriously, you won't do any good. So just, let things happen, and the way it goes is the way it goes. I am married.
You're in town as well?
Yes, Roberta is a retired person as well. She had to retire 1 month before I did. So she's a retired RN at home, making with her hobbies and making purses and things like that, and doing extra special things for the grandkids. And basically taking some time off, getting, her breath caught up and energy caught up, and then deciding, okay, now what do I want to do from here? Again, we've become more involved in camping and antiquing trips every now and then. And when the personal checking account is holding up, can afford them. So.
What's your favorite color?
I've been married 37 years. The thing is getting married in a year ending in 0. It's much easier to keep track of when somebody asks you, how long have you been married? Oh, well, I can't think, 10, 20, 30, okay. This way, but it's been 37 years.
Great.
Yes, I have a 1.5-year-old black miniature schnauzer, Fritz, who thinks that he is a human baby, who has his own little attitudes and his eccentricities as well, but really enjoy it. Yes, my son, Jason, is in Tennessee. He's assistant director of a youth academy down there. And my daughter is a senior accountant at Annixter Corporation in Chicago. With Jason, there's 2 granddaughters. There's Caitlin and Alex, 11 and 10. And then with Heather, there's Peyton, who's 6, and Ryan, who I call Rambo at times, who's 4 years old. Nope, was an only child. I think my parents had me and figured that was enough once they saw me, so. PC person. When it comes to blueberries and things like that, no thanks. Just give me, just a good old standard handset. Just let me dial my call, forget the text messaging, and be done with it. Well, the particular thing is, I think that if people deal with me in a direct way, I will deal with them in a direct way. I'm not a person historically that's been known to beat around the bush. I just assume cut to the chase and just tell them like it is, whether they like it or not. And a lot of times, sometimes they don't. Maybe I have to brush up on my manner on that way, but I just tell it like it is and just go from there. Persons will know where they stand and will know where I stand particularly.